Hey everybody, we're going to show the Vitamix V1200, the Venturous, the newest Vitamix machine in the Vitamix family of blenders. Just came out. We're going to show you everything that it does. We're going to show it to you today. We're going to use the Perfect Blend scale system to do a couple recipes for you. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to punch in the button on the Perfect Blend recipe. I'm going to do a 4-fruit smoothie. It's going to take me to the next screen where it's going to give me the ingredients. And the first thing it wants me to do is put the container on the scale. Perfect Blend comes with the scale you see here, comes with the beep beep, well, I'm ready to go, comes with the scale, comes with the, not the tablet itself, but the application, which has 550 recipes constantly being tweaked and updated. Comes with 2 serving cups. I'll show you how that works later. What it's doing now is it wants me to start putting in my ingredients. So, Vitamix, the Venturous, newest model that we've got out, is completely Bluetooth enabled. That's the first difference in this model. Not only is the Perfect Blend scale system, not only is the application talking to the scale itself, but it's now also talking to the machine, to the blender. So what I'm able to do is program the Vitamix directly from the tablet, right from the application itself. So that means that with the previous model that we had, you had 3 pre-programmed settings: smoothie, frozen dessert, hot soup. All that is transferred from the machine itself to the tablet, where now instead of 3 settings, now I have 550 settings. I have literally hundreds of settings to choose from. So the first thing I do is I put in my orange. Now it wants some pineapple. Got a brand new fresh ripe pineapple I'm going to use for you, just like that. Now you're noticing that I'm peeling off a couple of things here. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the things that I don't want to taste in my drink. I'm just going to peel off whatever it is that I don't want to taste in my drink, leaving everything that's left over. Now anything that goes in the Vitamix in the container opening is going to be perfectly blended for me. So I can put in seeds, pulp, fiber, skin if I want to. Anything I want to put in there is going to blend for me, because that's what the Vitamix does. It's the power of the 2.2 horsepower motor in the Venturous, running the blades that are not sharp by design. They're actually hardened steel, surgical quality laser cut hardened steel. Everything about the system, from the dome nut down to the motor, is metal, metal, metal. You're not going to get any plastic couplings or rubber couplings in there. It's going to break down on you when you first start using them. The blades themselves are not sharp by design. They're actually as sharp as a butter knife in your kitchen drawer. We found out a long time ago, after making blenders for 80 years, we found out that if you want to make a high-performance blender, you want to use blades that are not sharp, because sharp blades just start getting dull the first moment you start using them. Eventually, you're going to set it aside. You're going to go on down to Costco to get yourself another blender. Not so with the Vitamix. The Vitamix is going to work as good 10 years from now as the day you bring it home. I'm going to put in some strawberries. Again, I don't have to take off the tops, because anything that goes in the opening is going to be perfectly blended for me. I'm going to put in a little bit of agave, just like that. I'm going to grab some ice cubes over here. I forgot to get out my ice cubes, so I'm going to go over to the just going to grab a couple ice cubes here. Watch this. That's all I need. Put in my ice. Now I'm going to blend. Once again, the Venturous is Bluetooth enabled, so that means that the application is talking directly to me from the tablet, but it's also, it has self-detecting technology, which means that it's not going to run unless there's a container that it identifies as being a proper container. You see here, you got the dashes right across there. Nothing I can do is going to turn that on until I put on the proper container. And then it gives me the timer. So now, people tell me all the time, they say, Dave, you know, that computer stuff is all fine and dandy, but, you know, leave me out of that. I don't need that. And what I say is that the Venturous is the best of all possible worlds, meaning that you can program it directly from your tablet, or you can just set it on your counter just like this and just use it as an ordinary blender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the timer, and I can either set the timer or I can set the time on it for like a little bit of time. It's going to count down, and it's going to turn off when it's I can turn it on from 0, and then I'm going to turn it off when it's done. So what I'm doing now is I get everything started blending in the container. I get started so everything is moving smoothly. The program itself takes about 45 seconds to complete. Just like that. Once it gets blending smoothly, then I'm going to kick it up into high gear. Now I can either look at the timer and follow the timer, see what the timer says, or I go to the contents. I look at the contents. What you're seeing is that the container, the way it's designed, is taking the contents up the sides and down to the foam vortex. I can actually look at the top there and see the zone out, see the clear plastic lid. It's just like a little hurricane, right? There's regular piston right here. Just like that. So I look and see that everything is basically blended up. Now what I've got is delicious, luxurious, perfectly blended, smooth texture smoothie, just like that. I'm going to grab myself a cup here. Just like that. Now, what I said about the containers, what I do here is I put the screen up to where it says serve, and then I'm going to put a container there on the scale. I'm going to pour the contents of the container. Just like that. And then I hit track all. And what that's going to do is take me to another screen where it shows me the nutritional value information. Now the great thing about the Perfect Blend is that if you're on a diet, if you're on a special diet in which you have to watch everything that you're putting into your body, this is the best place to do it right here. So it's got the nutritional value information of the contents of that cup based on the ingredients that I put in there. What I also found is that when I started using my Perfect Blend scale system, the scale is actually measuring out everything very specifically, so it means that each of my blends comes out as a perfect blend, as the name suggests, but it also means that I actually use less of my produce, meaning that, you know, as much as I put in there, it's going to blend it for me, but when I use it, go by the recipe and put in the proper ingredients in the proper proportion, it comes out perfect every time. Just like that. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to show you how to make a frozen dessert next. That's how we make a perfect smoothie. Now I'm going to show you how to make a frozen dessert. Once again, we're showing off the Venturous, the V1200. What we got here is a 2.2 horsepower blender. It's got self-detecting technology, means that it's not going to turn on unless there's a proper container. I've got the pulse button, I've got the variable speed control, I've got the on and off switch, just like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to make some frozen dessert. You ever watch those Top Chef programs on TV? You know the ones I'm talking about, where you got the chef that, you know, shows you what they do and all this. If you look real close in the back, you're going to notice that they're using a Vitamix, okay? And it's not because we send out a Vitamix and say, hey, check this out and let us know what you think. It's because these guys, their reputation depends on the quality of the dishes that they make, so they have to be perfect each and every time. That's why they go out on the market. They're going to find the blenders on the market. They're going to take out and run through the test, find out which one works the best, and they pick the Vitamix. And it's because the Vitamix gives them consistent blends each and every time. So what I'm going to do is put in some bananas. I'm going to grab a few carrots here. I'm going to take some orange juice concentrate. Actually, this is guava passion orange. I'm going to put in about 2/3 of a container or so, just like that. Then I'm going to grab some ice. Now, you're not going to want to do this with an ordinary blender, because an ordinary blender is going to have trouble processing all that ice. But with the Vitamix, anything that I put in the container opening is going to blend for me perfectly each and every time. So what I'm doing is I'm filling that full of ice, and I'm going to show you how to blend it. I love doing this recipe because it gives me the chance to show you how the Vitamix actually handles all this ice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to start out on that. It's going to run smoothly run slowly until everything gets nice and smoothly. I'll turn it up a little higher to get everything circulating. Just like that. What's happening now is that the Vitamix is creating a funneling vortex. It's taking the contents off the side of the container, it's taking it into the center to the blade, taking it down to the blade. So what I'm looking for is I'm watching for everything to stop moving or start freezing. You're going to be able to touch it, just go through the touch. We're almost up on a minute now. Just like that. So what you're actually seeing is everything has stopped moving now, so it's starting to freeze on top. And I turn it off just like that. Perfectly frozen, each and every time. And the time it takes me to sit through a television commercial, my favorite TV program, I slip out to the kitchen, prepare a delicious, nutritious pitcher full of dessert treats for the entire family. If I was entertaining adults, I could just as easily make some frozen drinks, some margaritas. Excellent, each and every time. That's how we make a frozen dessert, folks. Now I'm going to show you how to make our world-famous tortilla soup. In the few minutes that we've been standing here, we've seen a smoothie, we've seen a frozen dessert. Now I'm going to show you how to make our world-famous tortilla soup. Gourmet quality, hot soup, prepared right here in the Vitamix. Now the first thing you need to know about me is that the extent of my culinary expertise before I got my Vitamix used to be I'd chop things up with a knife, throw it in a pot, and hope for the best. But now, when I'm with my Vitamix, the way I do my cooking is using the Vitamix. And I can either cook in the Vitamix or I use it to do any one of dozens of culinary techniques in the kitchen that allows me to make my cooking easier, faster. It gives me the opportunity to explore culinary techniques. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to use the Vitamix for a food processor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pulse button, turn it a little higher. Every time I touch the button, it turns the blade, or I can just hold it down. It's just that quick. Just like that. I've chopped up all my vegetables and I'm ready to go. So I'm saving time as well as money, as well as just being able to make excellent food just that easy. So what I'm going to do now is grab some garlic clove. Again, I don't have to spend a lot of extra time peeling anything because anything I put in the Vitamix is going to be blended for me. I'm using a vegetable bouillon cube for a soup base. I'm going to use some Southwestern seasoning spice from our friends at Blend It Up. That gives it a Southwestern kick. Now I'm going to do something else you're not going to want to do with an ordinary blender, and that's fill it full of hot water. Any other blender, you're going to fill it full of hot water, you're going to put the lid on, it's going to create a seal, and in all likelihood you're going to blow the lid off in your kitchen. Don't want to do that. But with the Vitamix, I know that it's going to be fine because the two-part lid allows me to vent pressure. So anything I put in there, it's not going to heat up and blow the lid off, but it's just going to vent pressure. So I start off slowly. Start off on one. I want to get everything mixing in the container. Then I'm going to pick it up into high. Just like that. Now the program for the hot soup is going to run for about 6 minutes. But since we started out with hot water, I don't have to let it run that long. You're going to be able to touch the container. It's going to be warm to the touch, but it's not hot enough to burn yet. I could have used room temperature water, tap water. I put the tap water in there just as easily. And then the blade itself, the friction caused by the blade, as if you're rubbing your hands together, will actually cook the soup right in front of that. What I'm doing now is I touch it, it gets off this side. Just like that. So I turn it off after about a minute. You got steam coming off the container already. I'm going to grab some spinach for texture. I'm going to grab a handful of tortilla chips. Now when you make this at home, I recommend that you put the tortilla chips directly in the serving bowl for aesthetic purposes, but instead, I'm going to show you again how the pulse button works. Just like that. So what this means is we created a puree by putting solid vegetables in there, turning it into liquid. We've added a coarse chop over smooth puree just like that, which is another reason why this is the choice of top chefs and home chefs as well, because it gives you the versatility to do a number of culinary activities, culinary techniques right here at home, right in your container. I could use the same container to make a frozen dessert, make a smoothie, make a hot soup, because the container itself is made out of Eastman Triton polyester. It's not going to transfer odors or tastes. I'm going to grab a cup here, and just like that. Faster than I can take a can of soup and warm it up on your stovetop at home, we've created a delicious, nutritious, gourmet quality soup. Recommend that you put in some chicken, leftover chicken, corn, and beans, whatever you have left over around the house for your Southwestern motif, just like that. Now, what the Vitamix, the V1200 comes with is the following. So you've got the motor-based 2.2 horsepower motor, comes with the 64-ounce low-profile container. You got the two-part clear lid now. Smoother attachment of the lid makes it really easy to put the lid on. Much easier. You've got the tamper tool as well as the tamper tool holder now. You've got the following popular accessories. You've got the blade base. You've got the 8-ounce mixing bowl. You've got the 20-ounce tumbler cup. You've got leak-proof lids for both of those cups. You've got the tamper tool, the blade scraper tool for getting things like peanut butter out from underneath the blade, very handy. You've got the recipe booklet, hardback, 66 recipes printed, plus matrix for build your own smoothies. So there's literally hundreds of combinations you can create using that recipe booklet. The containers that we have here, once again, you have what we call self-detect technology now. So what that does is it means that the container has what we call NFC, near field communication technology. And that's a big mouthful of words to mean that there's a metallic band in the container, which basically is read by the blender itself. So what I've done now is I've got the dashes across there on the timer, so it's not going to turn on, but when I add a container that it recognizes, then it turns into the timer, then it allows me to turn it on, just like that. So the 8-ounce mixing bowl is excellent for mixing recipe ingredients. So for instance, I've got some Parmesan cheese here. Put those in there like that. I've got the blade base, which I'm going to attach to the bowl, put it on there like so. And then I can use the pulse button to turn it manually, or I can turn it on and then use the variable speed control. Now, another interesting thing about the near field communication technology is that the container is an actual smart container. What it's actually doing is it gives information to the blender base as far as what you can do with the container. So in order to mix a whole container full of vegetables, so if I fill this up with vegetables, I need more power and velocity to mix up all those vegetables than I would just using a small container like this with some cheese. So the blender itself is actually going to adjust like 140 parameters, which is going to control what's happening inside the container there. We don't need to worry about any of that because all we need to do is know that it's happening. But we have this full range of variable speed control from low to high, just like that. Excellent fresh Parmesan cheese makes me want to go look for a big plate of spaghetti, let me tell you. Okay, that, my friends, is the Vitamix V1200. We've got them available here at Costco. Grab one from behind me. You've got 4 colors. You've got slate, black, white, and red. I have a color of each available right now. Go ahead and grab one.